hey, remember this lesson that you learned along the way that you didn't have any idea what it was worth at the time? It felt just totally like it was not valuable. Well, that lesson that you learned and that culmination of all those other lessons that you learned, well, they actually were connected. And you're going to bring all of them together to win. Too often, we ask that the external guides that are in our lives, the people that are in our lives, be the saviors from the things that are actually the real guides in our lives. You see, every hero, as they go through their journey, has to face certain things, has to discover certain things about themselves that end up being the thing that's actually needed to slay the dragon, to fight the villain, to win over the love. And the guide along the way is just there to help point them in the right direction, literally as a guide. And when we see these movies and we read these stories, often we want to look at these guides and think that they're the heroes, that they have some special knowledge that once they impart that to us, that we will somehow magically be rescued from the struggle that we face. And really, it's the struggle that is the guide to what we are here to overcome. It's the struggle that helps us realize the strength that we have. Think of your favorite movie again. At the end, when they finally overcome whatever it is that they are fighting, it always gets pointed back to, hey, remember this lesson that you learned along the way that you didn't have any idea what it was worth at the time? It felt just totally like it was not valuable. Well, that lesson that you learned and that culmination of all those other lessons that you learned, well, they actually were connected. And you're going to bring all of them together to win. You're going to bring all of them together to save the day. And you, right now, are going through some things that don't seem to have a purpose. They don't seem to have anything connected to anything else. But eventually, you're going to get to the dragon. And that, along with that thing that you learned yesterday, and along with that thing that you'll learn tomorrow, are all going to mesh together and meld together to form this beautiful skill set that you're never going to know you had, and you're not going to know where it came from. But it's going to appear, and it's going to be there, and it's going to be available for you. So don't judge what's happening today. Don't be frustrated and want to push yourself through it to the other side. Let the struggle educate you. You don't have to ask why this is here. You don't have to ask, why is this happening? You can. What you get to ask is, what do I get to learn? What do I get to come out as differently on the other side? Who do I get to be on the other side of this struggle? Because if you'll do that, the lessons will have meaning in themselves. I don't believe that everything happens for a reason, as in there's some outside force placing terrible things on us so that we can learn a lesson. We get to decide that for ourselves. We get to decide that there will be purpose and there will be meaning in this lesson. I don't know what you're going through, but I know that you have the answer, that you're being guided to the answer right now. Whether it's through the sound of my voice or through the sound of other voices, or just being in touch with that inner voice, you're being guided to the answer. And all it takes is accepting where you're at and taking the step forward that you can today. What's happening right now are the true guides. Everyone else that's out there is just helping point you in the right direction.